The French government is calling for a 3-month extension of that state of emergency declared after the Paris attacks in November. Human rights activists are protesting because the emergency measures give police expanded powers. CCTV's Kate Parkinson has the latest from Paris.
The spokesperson for the French government said on Wednesday that the terrorist threat here in France remains extremely high, which is why the state of emergency is still necessary. He said the emergency measures have been extremely useful in the past few months and must continue to be so. Certainly the enhanced powers of arrest and ability to carry out raids have been extensively utilized by police here in France. In the past few months, they've carried out more than 3,000 raids on properties, and hundreds of people have been placed under house arrest. The government is currently asking for an additional 3 months, but actually the French Prime Minister Manuel Valls has hinted that the state of emergency should stay in place as long as it takes to defeat the so-called Islamic State militant group. So while the current extension is for 3 months, there are many who wonder whether the actual emergency measures will remain in place here in France for considerably longer than that. And it is actually extremely controversial. Although polls show that the majority of French people are in favour of the emergency measures, there are also some very vocal critics. Certainly at the weekend, thousands of people rallied here in the French capital, calling France a police state and calling on the government not to extend the emergency measures. And earlier in the year, a group of UN human rights experts appealed directly to Paris not to extend the emergency measures, saying they place excessive and disproportionate restrictions on key freedoms, and the special measures undermine the democratic principle. Despite these criticisms, the likelihood is that the government will manage to get this proposal through Parliament. The Parliament will debate it in the coming weeks and vote on it later this month. It needs to be approved by both of France's houses of Parliament, and it is highly likely that the majority of French lawmakers will vote in favour of extending this state of emergency. Kate Parkinson, CCTV, Paris.